This program is for all people who deal with members of the public, who interface with other people where disagreement or conflict could be an issue, and in many cases this can be quite profound. It can grow to a point where it may impinge upon your personal safety. What we're going to do throughout the course is have a series of different scenarios that we have filmed in situations that are quite common for our clients where conflict is a real issue. One of those examples is when people try to steal. There is a real threat there in terms of an escalation, potential for violence at all times. So we're going to deal with that in terms of how we should approach those people. One of the most common forms of theft today in liquor stores is runners. People just grabbing bottles of spirits and heading out the door as quickly as they can. And we saw that here today. What's really important is that people do and staff do what was done here today, and that is do not chase them out the door and physically try and grab things back. It's really unsafe. You could get bottled, you could get stabbed, you could get badly hurt. Instead, from within the safety and the confines of the premises, seek to get a direction of travel, possibly even a registration number for the vehicle. Follow these procedures, seek to prevent the loss. If they run out of the store with the bottles, never chase them, stay inside, lock the doors, stay safe. We have set up another scenario for you dealing with a situation where a customer has a complaint about a service or a product that they've already purchased.
Hey, listen. I bought this here yesterday.
Okay,
it's expired. It's expired.
Wait a minute.
No, you wait. This is expired. You
Cut it
just
out.
give me my money back. You
Don't
changed
speak to me like that.
Just give me my money back. I don't want it.
Don't throw
I don't
things
want
at
it.
me,
Just
sir.
give me my money
You calm
back.
yourself down and I'll get a refund for you.
Well, get it now. I want it now.
Cut it out. You
I
can't
want my
talk.
money now.
Let's see what's going on here. We just took you through a simulation of an angry customer and somebody serving. This is Chris and this is Amanda. Chris, what was going through your mind when you came through the door?
I was angry and I wanted time to explain myself. In the initial simulation, I felt that I wasn't getting that opportunity to explain.
And so it's very important to understand that Chris has had a lot of time to think about this product. As he comes through the door, he's got lots of venom, he's got lots of volume, and if you're not careful, it's going to go to lots of violence. So Amanda, your hands being visible is very, very important, and you did that extremely well. It's important so that people can see your hands. If they don't know what you're up to. Fantastic. Another thing that you could have done was large, slow nods and not even say a thing. Nothing at all. When we yell, it's around 30 to 40 seconds. Just wait for them to finish. Our automatic response is to say, but I'll try and help, or okay, just calm down, that sort of thing. Resist. They very quickly de-escalate. They might even say to you, are you going to say anything? Are you going to do something? Yes, I am, is your response.
A further scenario that we have is when a person is intoxicated. How do we deal with that?
Hey mate, give us another beer, eh?
Make it two. Make it two. Can't do
No,
it.
go on.
No.
Just grab us one more and then we'll go.
Yeah.
Give us another beer.
Definitely had enough.
No,
we don't serve drinks here, okay?
Fuck, mate, I'm not drunk.
Piss off.
No,
Get out of here.
Hey, give us another beer. I've had hard. No, piss off, mate. Hey, get your boss out here. Get him out here now.
Piss off.
You're aggravating the situation. Piss off, mate. Give me a beer. Give me a beer now. Just another beer. That's all we're after.
I don't want any trouble.
Don't go. Hey, we're not giving you any trouble, mate. Just give us a beer.
Let's go down the road.
No,
Get my manager.
you get your manager.
Hi guys. Hi.
You the manager?
Yep.
All we're after is a beer. We've only had a couple. He won't serve us.
It looks to me like you've probably had a couple of drinks somewhere else before you came in tonight as well. Would that be right? You've been somewhere else? Look, I hope you've enjoyed your night with us tonight. And we've got really strict policy about host responsibility. So what we'd really like to do is see you back again another night. But tonight, guys, you can't have anything else. We're happy to get you a non-alcoholic drink. Call your cab. How are you getting home, guys?
Oh, we were just going to walk.
Are you? Okay. So great to see you. We don't want any trouble at all. And look, my staff member is just doing his job, and I think he's doing it well. So appreciate it if you don't give him a hard time. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
All right,
Okay.
mate. Okay.
Great to see you. We'll see you next time, mate. Cheers. See you later. Okay. A very common problem in retail where alcohol or liquor is sold is refusal of service because they don't have sufficient identification, or the party rule. And we're going to cover up on that one in terms of not only being able to tell them what the law is and why they can't be served, but managing that conflict as well to ensure that it doesn't get out of hand.
Hey bro, how are you? Good, thanks. Hey bro.
Hey, mate.
Can I see both of your IDs, please?
I don't have mine actually.
Oh
We're the
mate,
same age.
need ID.
Look, I'm same age. Look.
It's crazy.
You need both IDs?
Mate, look.
Why?
I'm 21.
Why would he hang out with a
paying for it.
17-year-old?
Nah, but need ID, mate.
It doesn't look like he's 17.
Nah, mate, that's the law.
What if I'll go outside? I'll go outside.
Nah, mate, cannot serve it.
Really?
Yeah, you need ID even if you're 25. I'll just hold it right over here. You bring your ID and I'll serve you.
That's
So it does-
stupid, bro.
Yeah, just bring your ID. I'll just keep it over here.
Thanks, bro.
Sweet as.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
So we have a typical situation here today in a retail environment where these guys have been refused service because one of them didn't have ID over the age of 18. Well done in referring to the law. The guys weren't threatening and violent, but they were showing signs of being really frustrated and upset, and perhaps it could have added slightly to how you responded by acknowledging that frustration, by saying, hey guys, I can see it's really important to you, I can see this is really frustrating, but I'll just take the bottle to one side, out of their reach. We've removed not only the opportunity for them to take it and steal it, but also the opportunity for it to be used as a weapon, so very well done there.
Hey mate,
Hey, bro.
how you gonna pay for it?
Oh, just looking at the moment.
Oh no, the one which you put it in your pocket. Cash or card? Oh.
It's very common for retail staff to observe people coming into the store and they're really suspicious of them when they first arrive, and that was certainly the case here. Why it's so important to do what our staff member did today by keeping a safe distance and using the power of his voice and treating them as a customer with a difference, that is, how would you like to pay for that? Is it cash or credit? Assuming they're going to pay, is that if you don't do that and you try and get in too close or try and physically take the goods off the person, you're likely to be assaulted, potentially with the bottle, which could be used as a weapon. Approach them from a position of safety, give them an exit. Do not try and block their way to make sure that you enhance the safety of all of the staff in your network. When dealing with potential thieves or thieves in a retail situation, it's really important you understand that prevention is the number one thing. Excellence in loss prevention equals fantastic customer service. It really starts with greeting all customers, giving them eye contact, seeking to engage with them and get that eye contact back. So I believe that you should treat special customers with special treatment. That is, people who you may be a little bit suspicious about, or you may have actually seen them try and steal an item. Never treat them as a thief, never accuse them of stealing. Never get close enough to take the items out of their pocket or to try and get into a physical situation with them. It's just way too dangerous. Rather, what I'd like you to do is greet, speak with them, get that eye contact, and maybe make a statement like, would you like a basket to put that item in, sir? Can I take that to the checkout while you select something else? Remember, it's not so much what you see the thieves do, it's what they see you do. Smile, greet, get that eye contact. Fantastic customer service equals great loss prevention. In all situations where your personal safety could be placed in jeopardy dealing with someone else, it's really important to be aware of safe space. That is minimum space. Not intimate space, not normal social space you may have to encounter in the lift, but safe space. In most situations, that's about 2 arms lengths away from the other person. Maybe 1.5 meters to 2 meters away, if we can. Certainly when we're dealing with thieves, we want to maintain that safe space. We've approached them from a direction where they can escape. We've never sought to trap them or confine them. When we're dealing with an angry and agitated person, they may seek to get into our space. And at some stage, if we're not successful in de-escalating them quickly, we may need to take a step back. Particularly if we're telling them, no, it's not okay to talk to us that way, you may have to leave the store. Hands about chest height once we've stepped back. So we put our hands where our body used to be, creating and defending our safe space, but not stepping towards the person and doing it. That would invite an aggressive response from them. It's not your job to make an apprehension and to deal with criminal activity. That's the job of the police and maybe some of your trained security personnel that are provided at some of your stores. Your job, quite simply, is to report matters to other people so they can respond to it with the best quality information that you've got. Your job is to stay safe.
When you're dealing with somebody in front of you who's angry, there's a number of things that happens in the other person first that you can identify the signs of. The reason why it's important to understand body language and how to read body language in these types of situations, particularly when people become angry, is because it can turn to violence. And the sooner you can identify in somebody else the warning signs, the safer you will be. The first one is face. We see facial features. The person has their face quite screwed up. They're quite angry. You can see it in their face. We know that 55 to 65% of communication in an emotional situation is visual. They will look right into your eye and they will not blink. They will have their fists clenched. And the third thing that happens obviously is their volume. So you're looking for facial features, you're looking for the glare, and you're looking for the fists. Then listen to what they have to say. It's really important that you control your own body language yourself because we mirror each other and it's important that we do that. However, in emotional situations, you don't want to be standing there with clenched fists. You don't want to be staring the person right in the eye. So in those situations, you try and do the opposite. So you gaze into their eye a little bit and then look away and then come back. Your hands must be open palms if you can, but it's very difficult to stand like that. So it's hands by your side with your hands open. You stand front on, you lift your chest slightly, which says, I'm here, I'm listening to you, I'm open, tell me what your issues are. By doing those simple things, you control them, therefore you are going to remain safer.
Now that you're more aware about what to look for in terms of the other person's body language and your own body language, a simple process we'd like to introduce to you now is playing your aces. Literally, it's the number one top card in the pack. Play your aces, there are 3 of them. The first one, the small one, agree. Agree where you can. Agree where possible. The only time I wouldn't be agreeing with a person who's angry or upset if he's being rude, threatening or abusive to me. I'm simply not going to agree with that. But anything else, I'm likely to agree by saying things like, I see your point, that sounds bad. The big A is acknowledge. Acknowledge the person's emotion if you're able to. Paraphrase where possible. An example of this would be, depending what the person has said to me, I may say, I can see that this has been really frustrating for you so far. Why? Because in his download of 30 seconds, he told me twice how frustrating the experience had been. That shows that I've been a good listener. If you weren't told the specific emotion, a really good example of what to say to a person who's really agitated about something is to say, I can see that this is really important to you. I'd like to help. Is it okay if I ask a couple of questions, or is it okay if I take some notes? Now, by simply saying I can see this is really important to you, the very strong inference is it's also important to me. And the other A, which kind of is self-evident in everything we should be saying, is just simply assuring them that we want to help and that it's important to us as well. This all leads us, funnel down to the CES part of ACEs that's applicable every single time we're in a conflict situation. The first one, the C, is clarify the situation by asking the right questions. Questions that require logical, factual answers, but they'll be open questions. Our wise men, can I just ask you some questions? Would it be okay if I ask a question? Where? What's happened already? When? Maybe even how, but never why. In a conflict or in an emotional situation, we believe that asking a question that begins with why tends to be a blame word and tends to create more emotion. The next part is E, explore all of the options available. And there are some golden rules in here. Never promise the other person something that you cannot deliver. That'll cause problems for you and other people in your organisation and dealing with the same situation later. Never breach your company policy or break the law. So exploring those options, putting forward the 1 or 2 or 3 best things we can offer them today. It may not be what they've asked for, but we've gone through a process. We've listened to them. We've fed that information back and we're saying, as a result of what you've told me, we can offer this, or perhaps we could do this today. And they can choose from those. And the final part of ACEs is settle on an outcome. I never say resolution. We don't train on conflict resolution, we train on conflict management. Sometimes the people will shake hands and be happy and leave. Other times they'll leave still maybe not terribly happy, but a lot less inclined to be threatening or violent than they were when they first arrived if we follow this process. So settling on an outcome, we explain this is the best that we can do today, here's what steps I'm going to take, is that okay, and check in with the other person. And that completes the process for playing your aces. It's really important when you're dealing with another person where there's any potential for conflict that you only use words that are going to help build rapport and not words that will damage rapport. Very common for people to use words that simply don't work, that aggravate people, such as calm down, chill out, take a deep breath. It's not our problem, mate. All of those things there damage rapport, and yet people still use them on a fairly frequent basis because they simply don't know any better. Words that do build rapport, such things as, I can see this is really important to you, you've got a point there, that sounds really bad, we'd like to do something to help. Rapport is really important because it shows that we care about what's happening with the other person, that we're interested, that we want to try and help facilitate a solution, that we want to try and help solve the problem. Thank you so much for attending the program, being involved in the training that we've provided. We're hoping that for you it's going to mean that you're more aware of situations, you can identify threats or risks earlier, you can listen to your body language and be more intuitive about potential threats and problems, and practice the key elements of how do I stay calm and objective, how do I keep my brain working and functioning, and when it comes to de-escalating, play your aces, stay safe, and together, working together and supporting each other through the store, we can make a real difference to preventing loss and to keeping each other and ourselves safe.